Hi guys, I'm Andy. Welcome back to Backpacking UK, the YouTube channel that's all about hiking, backpacking and wild camping. Right, today I'm in the Lake District and it's absolutely glorious. Lots of rain and flooding at the weekend, but not today. I've got blue sky and sunshine. So I've made my way up to Rydal, which is just north of Ambleside, to start the Fairfield Horseshoe. So this is a lovely circular route taken in no less than 8 Wainrights. So I've done a few of these before, but I've never done the Horseshoe. My plan is to wild camp on one of the summits at the top, either Fairfield itself or Hart Crag. But I've just got the most spectacular weather and I can't wait to capture the mountains for you on a day like today. So that's Lake Windermere in the background, and panning round you start getting into the thick of the fells with the big mountains in the background there. But on the Fairfield Horseshoe we take on the eastern fells. Oh god, here we go. Easy. Whew. So my tent of choice today is the lesser known Fjern Outdoors brand, and I've bought a tent with me that costs just £159, but I truly believe for solid 3-season use this could potentially be one of the best budget solo backpacking tents out there. It seems like an absolute bargain, but the only way to test it out properly is to get up in the mountains, get on one of the summits and give it a good test. So this is the first summit of the day, Low Pike, sitting at 1,667 feet. As usual, it's great to bag that first summit. Oh gosh, it's been a bit tougher than I thought getting up. It's really hot, especially when you're ascending. But behind me you can see the Horseshoe top going all the way down the other side as well. So I'm starting to get up there and starting to get in the thick of it. So although it was highs of 16 degrees today in Ambleside, on the summits during the night that's going to come crashing down to 5 degrees, and if you add wind chill it's just 2 degrees. So what's that meant I've had to do? So I've bought my autumn gear with me, so it's like almost like light winter gear. It's this time of the year when I really feel the cold, so probably gone a little bit over the top, but I'd rather be snugly and warm than just have a sleepless night shivering. Right, so this is the summit of High Pike. It's 2,152 feet or 656 metres high. Second Wainright of the day. Oh, still absolutely beautiful. Little bit cooler now, but absolutely perfect hiking temperature. So from up here you can see Lake Windermere. Here over to the right you can also see Coniston too. So from here on Dove Crag down there I've wild camped Little Hart Crag. Fantastic wild camping spot that is. And then there's Red Screes in the background, and the other side of that is Kirkstone Pass. So today I'm carrying approximately 12 kilos, but that includes 2 beers, food and water and snacks as well. I'm wearing the Packs the Mo 50 litre backpack. 12 kilos is sort of the higher end of its comfort level, but it hasn't given me any grief today at all. And for me, carrying 12 kilos really isn't bad at all. It doesn't particularly bother me in the slightest. It's only when it goes over 15 kilos do I start wincing a little bit, but I feel fresh today. I've just done about 5.5 miles, probably about 1.5 left to go before I start looking for that wild camping spot. Finally caught one of the planes coming out today. They've been buzzing around the place. Awesome. Got someone up there just descending Hart Crag. It's been a nice little scramble up there today. So this is the 4th summit of the day, Hart Crag, 2,697 feet or 822 metres. It's really starting to cool down up here. I've got this lovely fresh breeze, not too chilly, it's just absolutely perfect just to cool me down a little bit. So in the background here you've got Fairfield, which is the highest mountain of the Fairfield Horseshoe. So what my plan is to find a wild camping spot somewhere between the two. So I've got a little bit of descending here just before the final rise onto Fairfield. And that's with all these Wainrights, they look very different from different angles, and Hart Crag looks really craggy from this side. Right, so I think I've just found my wild camping spot for tonight. What do you think? Check the view. You've got the Horseshoe in full sight and Lake Windermere at the bottom. So let's get my Fjern Stormgrotta 1.5 solo backpacking tent pitched. So this is a all-in-one pitch. So as always, just going to get the poles set out first. Just 3 poles to contend with. Don't leave the bag, stick them in your pockets. Just need all my pegs in my pocket. Have my door looking out there. So I just need to make sure it's facing the right way. I love a flat pitch, so it's much better to take your time finding a really nice flat pitch. You're going to sleep so much better. Now it's a case of threading the long poles in first. So this design is like a mini Hilleberg Solo or a Sky International Chinook. So now just a case of working my way up, and then you've got the things that I'm not 100% about, I've got to be honest, is these little clips. So let's have a look at my Fjern Stormgrotta 1.5. It's a cracking little solo backpacking tent. One thing I like about it, it's got 2 vents there and there, which is better than say my old Solo's one. It's got a decent sized door. It's got really good inner that I'll show you in a minute, but it's got the guiding points in the right places. It looks fantastic. 159 quid. So what you've got here, this is brilliant. So the door clips using like pole clips. It's got 2 of them, so it's not in your way at all. You've got a little stash tray there. You've got a bit of see-through mesh here, but most of it's solid fabric, so it's really going to keep those chilly breezes away. It's got dual zippers as well, inside and outside. They've got a decent action with them. You can just stash the door away. Inside is exactly the same as same dimensions as a Hilleberg Solo. You've got another pocket at the end, little lantern hook, another bit of see-through mesh for the other vent. It's absolutely fantastic tent. So the sleep system I'm using is the Thermarest Vespa quilt. I'm using a light Tor dual valve R6.8 sleeping mat. So it's got 2 valves in it, so it should be super reliable, super warm. Now I've got my pillow strap housing my Sea to Summit foam core pillow, which is big, it's heavy, it's outrageously comfy. That is going to be a pretty awesome sleep system for tonight. So this is all my food and drink. So tonight I've got spinach and mozzarella gnocchi with a really nice tomato sauce. Snacks, flapjack, saurine, Eccles cake, granola, porridge for tomorrow morning. It's sellotape down because I've actually got 2 in there. I've got 2 Northern Monk Faith Hazy Pale Ales. This has just got normal water in, and so is that for cooking. And I've got a couple of Nescafe lattes to go as well. So to cook with, I'm using my Jetboil Stash 100-gram canister, my Soto absolutely ridiculous lighter is brilliant, canister stand, the Stash stove, and also my Jetboil Summit Skillet too, because the gnocchi you fry rather than boil. So here's my little tent set up. As you can see, vestibule's good enough to put my stuff out. To be honest, there's loads of space in that stash bag. I could put a lot more in there. Put my bag in there really just to show you with the diagonal. There's quite a bit of space in there. But this is going to be a cracking camp. So I think now I'm going to crack open a beer and watch the sun go down. You've got another wild camper up there. That's a cracking little spot too. And here we have it. This is the summit of Fairfield. So I've been up here before. I came from that direction, that St Sunday Crag, but it's stunning, absolutely stunning up here. The wind has just gone. It's just beautiful. See the little birds cheeping away. It's absolutely awesome. So the summit of Fairfield is 2,864 feet. So I think it's the largest of the Eastern Fells. I think that might be 873 metres, but don't count on that. But look, oh, just the most awesome night. So that was great. Just met Ian, another wild camper, in his tarp tent moment, I want to say. Shared a beer together. He's got his lovely dog. What an evening. Just like I was saying to him, it's days like today you wouldn't rather be anywhere else. What a night, watching the sun go down. But I tell you what, it's literally plummeted. The temperature's gone down about 10 degrees instantly. The red fingers are out. But back down to get a nice hearty meal on. So I've definitely deserved it. Clocked up about 7 miles and a decent amount of elevation today. Right, dinner time now. A couple of beers. I'm now hungry. So today got spinach and mozzarella gnocchi. Not a gnocchi expert, but to me it's like potato-y pasta, but just it's really nice to have something a bit stodgy at the end of the day, something to sort of fill you up. So I've got that, and I've got a Tesco's Finest Pompadori Vino Chianti DOP. Basically a tomato pasta sauce. But I must say, I did raid the Tesco's deals on my way out, and they looked very, very good. So let's get this started. This little Soto thing is just awesome. It's so good. So I've got my Jetboil Summit skillet. I've got a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I tell you what, I'd give the fell foodie a run for his money. Then basically you kind of like almost like stir fry these for about 5 minutes, but they're absolutely just stunning, and you get absolutely loads of them as well. So got my little utensil and basically just move them around. As always with all this camping gear, you just always have to move your food around. Right, so that's my gnocchi, crisping up nicely. Now it's time to get the sauce on. Gosh, smell that flavour. Right, now for the taste test. That's what counts at the end of the day. Oh, a nice bit of tomato on there. Oh, a little bit crispy on the outside. Cheesy spinach in the inside. And that tomato sauce is in a different league. Oh, tell you what, Prezzo's need to add this to their menu, because this is stunning. Right, so just gone outside, just checked all the guys because the wind's just started to pick up a little bit. Nothing major, but as you can see, it's a little bit of wind in the air. But yes, the tent's nice and taut inside and out. Just have to see if it lasts the night. But I've had a cracking first day. Hopefully tonight will go well, and I look forward to finishing off tomorrow. See if the sun is starting to rise. Just if I get up to the top there, probably in about 15 minutes, might just get a sunrise. It's a lovely peaceful morning. You can see the lights of Ambleside and Windermere down there. This morning you can see all the mist on the lakes. That sort of like cloud is just above the water levels. Nothing up here though. Right, so hopefully I'm going to catch some of that sunrise. Would be nice if I did. But I'm going to take my coffees and my fuel protein porridge up there. So little debrief. So the wind caught up a few times in the night, not too badly at all really. Didn't phase the tent sort of whatsoever. This morning I had a reasonable amount of sort of condensation on my quilt, a little bit on the tent, but the wind was coming from that direction and the vents would work best if the wind was coming from the other direction, so might be a little bit unlucky with the wind there. It's also worth noting that the inner's quite close to the outer on this tent, so it will suffer a little bit, but overall, for how much this tent costs, I think it's been absolutely brilliant. Look, the guys are still reasonably tight. You can't fault it for the money. You can't. It's absolutely great. So sleep wise, this light tour, this is this new dual valve R6.8, is phenomenal. It's literally like sleeping on an electric blanket. If you haven't had a high R value sleeping pad, buy one. They are just unbelievable. Bearing in mind, I've got a quilt, which means I've got nothing on my chest. I'm a front sleeper, so I'm relying solely on that mat, and I'm so nice and warm with just merino base layers, top and bottom, and merino socks on. So sleeping pad, absolutely brilliant. The Thermarest quilt, I was bitterly disappointed with my 0C Thermarest Hyperion sleeping bag. I think that's massively overrated. The -6 one was without a shadow of a doubt warmer. There's absolutely no doubt about that. It's a much better choice, especially for me. But the bottom was super snuggly, like with all quilts. The only thing you've got to be a little bit careful about is letting air out at the top, because you're not zipped up in a sleeping bag. So, but that is the benefit of having a quilt. So sometimes you've got to take the rough with the smooth. Quilts, a lot more comfy, a lot more space, wriggle room. But if you let those chilly breezes in, it can be a bit of a pain. Look at the cloud rising over Hart Crag and descending over the other side. It just looks stunning. This doesn't do it justice, just cascading down almost like a waterfall. Wow. So that's my breakfast done. Not a bad view this morning at all. Not bad. So I'm not sure if the sun's going to make an appearance this morning. The cloud level just seems to have rised a bit, so it might not come out till about 9 o'clock. However, there's some pretty amazing low level cloud formations appearing. The cloud sort of moving over towards St Sunday Crag and sort of gathering on top of there, and then over here you've got cloud again coming up the valley, and it's again forming over Fairfield as well. But it's it's just one of those places that just makes you feel alive, no doubt about it. You can never get bored, ever. There's always stuff to see. It grabs your attention. So you can see the cloud moving across. I think down there in the valley, I think you've got Patterdale and Glenriddin. You've got St Sunday Crag here. You've probably got Helvellyn over the back of there. And as you can see, the cloud's really moving up through the valley onto Fairfield. It's actually quite thick on Fairfield now. It's got these just the most amazing clouds. So the sun's nice and high in the sky, nice and warm again, fully packed up as always, leave no trace. Now I've got to finish the second part of the Fairfield Horseshoe, back up to Fairfield and then down, and you can see those two peaks on the way down back towards Ambleside and Rydal. So for the second time, that is the summit of Fairfield, whichever cairn you choose to call the summit. So as you can see, it's a stunning morning. Wow, it's already absolutely perfect hiking temperature now. It's definitely going to be warmer towards lunchtime, but I should be well done before then. But yeah, full of energy. The sun has energised my body, ready for the final part of the Fairfield Horseshoe. Now it's worth noting that I'm completing the Fairfield Horseshoe anti-clockwise. To be honest, with all these horseshoes and rounds, even the mountains themselves, there's no specific right or wrong way. Yes, some ways can be harder than others, but especially thinking about Wainwright's pictorial guides, that's what it's all about. These mountains are completely different from the different angles, but you do the one that you think's best for you. Plus, if you come back, you can do it a different way and have an equally awesome adventure, but it just feels so different from the other way round. So that's the summit of Great Rigg, 2,513 feet 766 metres, but the wind's picking up, ripping through that valley onto this summit. It's a little bit chilly, so I won't be hanging around here, but the views on the western side are absolutely spectacular. Some of the mountains are in the shadows, some are in the sunlight. It's just amazing. And here is a great reminder to always look back. Look at that. That's a proper horseshoe, that is. Rising up from the valley. Awesome. Oh, it's a lovely little wild camping spot, that is. By the water. You've got a little bit of shelter around you too. You could have a cracking wild camp there. And here is the summit of Heron Pike. So here we have the summit of Heron Pike, 2008 feet, 612 metres. I'm really starting to descend quite fast now. Just one more Wainright to go, but when I keep looking back, the horseshoe just looks absolutely awesome today. So here's the final Wainright of the Fairfield Horseshoe, nab scar, 1,476 feet or 450 metres. So I've got the final little descent back to the car now. It's just been an epic route. And once again, don't forget to look back. Gosh, it's unbelievable when you look back and see what you've done. It's so rewarding. But I must say, with this route, the terrain's really quite good for a big circular route, taking on lots of Wainwrights. It's a few little tricky bits, but you know, it's as good as you're going to get in the Lake District for a big horseshoe route. I'd recommend it to anyone. Just give yourself enough time. Obviously in adverse weather conditions it's going to be really tricky, so just make sure you know what you're doing if you're going out in those weather conditions. But it's just been a phenomenal route. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've had a cracking wild camp. It's just when the weather's like that, the wild camping is just the best thing in the world. There's no doubt about that. Super relaxing. I've had a stressful year and it's so nice to come out and just forget about everything. It's really nice. But thanks ever so much for watching. I've been away from camera for a couple of months, just really enjoying summer and, you know, spending time on me really, and you know, the family, rather than worrying about creating content. And the worst thing, editing. You all know that I don't particularly like that. But yeah, thanks ever so much for watching, and hope to see you backpacking soon. Cheers.